Your mercy, O Lord, is in the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches to the clouds. Your righteousness is like the great mountains. Your judgments are a great deep. O Lord, you preserve man and beast. How precious is your loving kindness, O God. Therefore, the children of men put their trust under the shadow of your wings. They are abundantly satisfied with the fullness of your house, and you give them drink from the river of your pleasures. For with you is the fountain of life. In your light we see light. Oh, continue your loving kindness to those who know you, and your righteousness to the upright in heart. Let not the foot of pride come against me, and let not the hand of the wicked drive me away.
Behold, my servant whom I uphold, my elect one, in whom my soul delights. I have put my spirit upon him. He will bring forth justice to the Gentiles. He will not cry out, nor raise his voice, nor cause his voice to be heard in the street. A bruised reed he will not break, and smoking flax he will not quench. He will bring forth justice for truth. He will not fail nor be discouraged till he has established justice in the earth, and the coastlands shall wait for his law.
Thus says God the Lord, who created the heavens and stretched them out, who spread forth the earth and that which comes from it, who gives breath to the people on it, and spirit to those who walk on it.
I, the Lord, have called you in righteousness, and will hold your hand. I will keep you and give you as a covenant to the people, as a light to the Gentiles, to open blind eyes, to bring out prisoners from the prison, who sit in darkness from the prison house. I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory I will not give to another, nor my praise to carved images. Behold, the former things have come to pass, and new things I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them.
Then 6 days before the Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, where Lazarus was, who had been dead, whom he had raised from the dead. There they made him a supper, and Martha served, but Lazarus was one of those who sat at the table with him. Then Mary took a pound of very costly oil of spikenard, anointed the feet of Jesus, and wiped his feet with her hair. And the house was filled with the fragrance of the oil. But one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, who would betray him, said,
"Why was this fragrant oil not sold for 300 denarii and given to the poor?"
This he said, not that he cared for the poor, but because he was a thief and had the money box, and he used to take what was put in it.
Let her alone. She has kept this for the day of my burial. For the poor you have with you always, but me you do not have always.
Now a great many of the Jews knew that he was there, and they came not for Jesus' sake only, but that they might also see Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead. But the chief priests plotted to put Lazarus to death also, because on account of him many of the Jews went away and believed in Jesus.
Good morning. In the passage that we just read in John chapter 12, we read some extraordinary things. We read of the power of Jesus. He had raised Lazarus from the dead, and people wanted to see this miraculous work of Jesus. And then we see something that is really kind of the point of these verses. We see Mary worshiping Jesus. That is, she is willing to give up what is most precious, what is so valuable to her, in order to worship Jesus. And so it should be in our lives. This week, I would implore you to take the time to worship at the feet of Jesus. In these next few days, we will be looking at scripture verses, all to gaze upon Jesus and what he has done for us. And then at the end of the week, of course, to recognize and to gaze upon his power to crush death and the hope that the resurrection brings. But in all of this, we should set aside time to worship Jesus. You see, the question that the passage asks is this: is Jesus really worth worshiping? You see, Judas Iscariot thought that, well, of course, this money ought to be given to the poor. He had ulterior motives, but I mean, the truth is maybe that money should have been given to the poor, but Jesus very clearly said this: at this point and for this time, it is worth worshiping me. And so it is in your life, in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of the trouble that you're facing right now. Is Jesus worth worshiping? And the answer is absolutely yes. So worship at the feet of Jesus.